One, two. Purity and Shulak, 2024, episode 15, take one. What is that?
I, hello. Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi guys, my name is Shula. I'm just here as a support system. This outlet is hers, so let's make her shine.
No. Yeah. Happy New Year, guys. Welcome to another episode of Purity and Shulak. My name is Purity Mbugwa.
And I'm Shulak Mbugo. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I
Mm.
think we are a bit too late. Mwaka ishaanza.
Hii ni week toma ni week 3.
Week 3.
Cha muhimu ni
Is it?
Januari.
Yes.
Mm.
Hope you guys have been good.
It's been a while. It's been long.
It's been a while.
Mm.
Yes.
Na tumerust kidogo.
Eh.
Tunatry kubuild hiyo kupolish up.
And where? Building the momentum.
Yeah, building.
How are you so far?
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Endelea poa.
How are you easing into the new year?
I'm easing in well.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great.
Mm-hmm.
My year started with a bang,
Yes.
an interview,
Mm-hmm.
and it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So Shulak had an interview with K24, right?
Yeah.
And in case you don't know, Shulak is introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up? Once again, my name is Shulak, one half of Purity and Shulak. That aside, I'm also a singer-songwriter. Yeah. So I have 3 projects out so far. There's Hisia, there's Slay Queen, then there's Nikupende. So after releasing Nikupende, I managed to get an interview at KBC.
Yes.
Big shout out to Peter Pash for organizing that.
Mm-hmm.
That was towards the end of
Of
last
the
year.
year, yes.
Second
December.
week,
Yeah, in
just
December.
before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the beginning of the year, I got another interview at K24. Big shout out to the producer and a lady called Jane. She's an editor. She also helped to set up the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a good one for me.
Yeah, your
I've
boy
had a
is
good run.
It's doing good.
Mm.
So we are going to link both the sessions, KBC and K24, in the description box. Just get to know more about Shulak, get to know more about his projects and why he does what he does in the music arena.
Yeah.
And so to start us off,
Mhm.
I came across some questions
Mhm.
on the Shetty podcast. I've been listening to podcasts lately. I think we could say more of last year is when I came to know to really unaona zile unaanza kuonaona tu podcasts you watch. And Shetty is one of them. And these questions I felt would help us ease into the new year. Yeah. So we are going to go. Also, the questions will be linked in the description box. I think we dive right in. No.
How have you been? Hatujasema
Oh.
hapo. How have you eased into the new year?
God. Mine has been not the nicest.
Mhm.
I have eased in with quite a bit of anxiety.
Mhm.
Not a bit, a lot of anxiety. But I guess it's because I know what I need to do. And I think now getting to do the things that I need to do and showing up is what is giving me you know, when you feel like you have discovered, okay, this works, this does not, and now you need to implement. Like the person I want to be in 2024. And so now doing the work, I think doing the work is giving me a lot of anxiety. So it's not been, you know how you say umeanza na psych. Yeah, so it's been a bit just
Bleh.
yeah. You start?
You start.
Okay. What's something you would ask in case you're watching, what is our relationship?
Siblings.
We are siblings. Shetty mostly will talk about relationships for the better part of his podcast, and so the questions also are sort of phrased in that direction, just for
For context.
just for context.
Yeah.
So what's something you would ask your partner's opinion of? What is something you would ask my opinion of?
Asante, angalia in terms of a sister. In terms of...
me as your sister. Yes.
I'd want to know the direction you think my life is taking from your perspective. That's one thing. Because at times hata mimi nakanga hivi niko zile tunaenda wapi kwanza hivi ni hivi. But then again you come to the realization that a third eye is probably seeing something that you're not seeing.
Yes,
so I
because
want to know which direction do you think I'm headed towards. Am I on the right track? Am I messing up? Yep.
That's a deep one. That's a deep one. I think you are headed in the right direction. It's just a matter of discipline and just consistency. Something will give up. Not something will give up. Something will come out of it. Yeah. Yes. And so for me, what I would ask you, I ask you, you answer vice versa, right? So for me, I would ask your opinion on relationship and the people I see in my
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love. I feel like you'd be able to be very candid. And you know, at times when you're in love,
You're blind.
you're blind. Yeah. So I think I would trust that you're going to give me like candid truth.
Hey,
Yeah.
hapo umenifia.
No, I feel like you wouldn't lie.
Do we have to answer? Do we have to answer?
No.
Oh, that's something you'd
but that is
something you'd
I
ask
would,
for my opinion.
yes. Of which I rarely ask anyway.
But relationships kila mtu
but,
kidogo upotelea hiyo conversation.
Because at times I feel like you already know
who is good for you.
Yes.
who is not
good for you, but for some reason, yeah.
The next one is, what do you avoid asking opinion for?
I think I would say the same thing. Relationships. Or at times, if I can already anticipate your answer. Let's say, for instance, a relationship, and I know, say, for instance, it's not good for me. So I can already see, if I tell you this is what you're going to respond, I'm likely not to ask for an opinion. And so if there's anything that you really want to do, but I know there's a chance if I say it, there will be a negative response, but I really want to do it, then I might not ask for an opinion.
Mine is a bit complicated because I've been asking for that opinion for the longest time. I've asked you, I've asked a couple of people, but this is something I don't want to ask anyone's opinion. moving on forward.
Mhm.
But I've not been avoiding it.
Mhm.
So do you avoid? But it's something I don't want to avoid. My
Mhm.
personality. I'm always out there asking
Oh,
you, am I an
people.
introvert or an extrovert? Because I feel like I have both.
You have two personalities.
Mm. So striking that balance at times is hard because at times I'm a chatterbox.
Mm.
Then at times I'm the silent guy in the room.
Yeah.
So trying to pinpoint my exact personality.
Mhm.
But again, just
But
like you told me over the holidays,
mhm.
just be you, just do you. In that moment when you feel like you want to be, if you feel you're comfortable, you want to be that extrovert for your moment, you do it.
Go all out.
Mm.
Okay.
If you don't feel comfortable being a chatterbox around a certain group of people, then don't do
You
it.
don't have to do it.
Because now I find myself maybe being a chatterbox
Mhm.
in rooms, am I in situations where I'm not supposed to be a chatterbox? Just because I feel like maybe the odd one out.
Mhm. And you need to fit in.
Ama that analogy ya sasa juu kila mtu anaongea na uko hapo umenyamaza una try
Yeah,
kuprove nini.
yeah, I get it.
But that is something I've already started avoiding asking other people's opinion about.
You know, for the longest time, I thought you were an extrovert. I told you that, right? Because of how I would see you
The
interact
interactions.
with your friends, and I think only you can truly know your personality because you're a different person. I feel like even personally, people know me different. There's a person who will tell you, I never speak, I cannot speak. Like, I am that
Kabisa.
quiet. Another person will tell you I'm a chatterbox. Another one will tell you, mimi, tunaongea tu tunacheka the whole time. And so I feel like you show up in different setups, differently. And so you truly, I don't know. Even I have tried to explain to a person I am an introvert, and they were 100% no. I don't think so. Yeah. Number 3, what need have you not found a friend to spend with? So how they responded to this question is maybe there's a friend you work out with, there's a friend who you mostly relate on a career, level, there's a friend you are more open to, there's a friend, those different categories. So which have you not found a friend for?
Well, I don't think there is a need that has not been catered for.
That's nice. It's a good balance.
Because I have work friends. Sikia vile nasema wanakaa wengi. I have a work friend. Chunga tu ni kazi. I have a friend I can be vulnerable with. Nini ingine mtu utaka kuwa best? Hang out.
Maybe I think there are friends who main purpose is just hanging out, nothing more.
But I don't think I have a friend who is purposely for hanging out. But I think, but I don't think I have a need that has not been catered for in a friend. Ile naweza sema ati naweza taka beshte wa maybe more girlfriends.
Yeah. And we are manifesting more girlfriends in this new year. Nice. For me, in primary and in high school, I don't have so many friends, by the way. But in primary and high school, I used to have like, a girlfriend who you're really close, you're really deep, friendship. I think for even in uni, I had one. So in my adulting, I have yet to find such kind of a friend. And majority of my friends, like I have many, of the few friends that I have are normally guys. But I feel there's just something about having a girlfriend that is different. There's just something. Boyfriends are good, but I miss that kind of relationship. Yeah, that kind of relationship. Yeah.
Me, I have one friend who caters for everything. We hang out. We both get fun trouble. Tukitaka tu vibes yani, tukitaka kusengenyana ni huyo. Tukitaka kuongelea madem ni huyo. I feel like I've been lucky enough since way back. Hata mimi nakuanga ule mtu wa beshte mmoja. And I think you know that.
Yes.
If it's a guy, they come as a package.
Full package.
And I'm also a full package to them.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay.
If we switch roles today, what's the first thing you will do as me? If we switch roles today, what's the first thing you will do as me?
I would definitely take your energy. I feel like when you normally go into what we would call beast mode. Namka, gym, beast. You have not seen this guy work out. Beast mode. And I feel like you're disciplined. I feel like when you say today I'm doing 1, 2, 3, there's a way you really push yourself to get those things done. Kunaka, I don't know how to call it. I think I would tap into that energy. Yeah.
So for me, the first thing I will do as you, the research. Your research is quite unique. You come up with, okay, maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. There are things to do in the house and I'm like, kwani mimi sifikiriange kufanya kitu kama hii. Just something to, like, kuna setup kwa nyumba normal sana. But you make it look, you just spice it up. For instance, the arrangement, there's a way you showed me how to arrange my wardrobe.
The KonMari way.
And it really worked because yes, I used to fold my clothes before, but they were just so packed. Before upate trao pale, upate tissue pale.
Oh, it becomes a bit hectic.
Oh, another thing. Shopping. Your shopping is out of this world. You just go into a space like the antiques, just come out with something, you're like, okay.
I have something about decor and something about organization, and mostly what will trigger that, I think I mentioned, is if I'm struggling with something, because even the folding, it's because you're having a hard time, and once you panga your clothes, some zingine zitasahaulika. And so for me, when a problem like comes up, like when I'm struggling and I feel like I need something just to make it a bit easier for me, then that's when I go and research, and you'll be surprised. Pinterest, I don't know, I feel like there's a solution for everything.
Because at times you buy two things and I'm like, okay. Okay, mwenye atakupata atakuwa lucky sana. Nyumba haitaikuwa plain. That's just
there
it.
will be something.
There's just something about, I feel like you'd make a really good interior designer.
I think that is something I'm going to look into this year.
The house can never be clean as long as you're around.
Yeah.
For me, basically, unaweza kwa tu unapata vitu kawaida. Vitamu pale. Yes, ni organized, but there's nothing at spicy. But no, with you, like to spice up the whole environment.
Okay. Any fun memories while driving?
Any fun memories while driving? The drive to Nanyuki.
Oh yes.
That was an awesome one.
Good one. That was
just the whole experience.
One. The experience was so nice. It was also the first time after our driving school. So that was amazing. Yeah.
For you?
The same. That was absolutely amazing.
Nice. Hey, itakuwa tumedanganya. Where do you drive to when you miss home?
We are not driving.
We are not driving. But
Uh-huh.
if you had a car, where
Mhm.
would you drive to? Mimi, I'd drive home. If I had a car, ni fuel
And just
najipata
go and
nyumbani.
just go home.
Ama
Mhm.
kwa shosho either.
Mm. I think for me, what gives me the homely feeling, because home for me is just the calmness, the trees, it's quiet, the air is fresh. I know this is funny. Jivanji. I go to Jivanji.
Hii jibanji
I-
moja. Wait, this jibanji towards the theater.
Guys,
Your side,
yes.
towards your way.
Yes.
That place is chaotic for me.
I just love that the sitting nowadays it's not as good as it used to be before. But I love this grass, a bit of trees. You can just sit. There's just something about, and as much as kunakuwa na watu wengi, I still find some peace
Yes.
and quiet. Yeah.
One day I'll take you to Michuki Park.
Oh yeah. We need to
It's
do
also
that.
it's also a nice one. Itakupea bado hiyo nini environment.
that vibe.
The ambience.
Okay. What is a place you are most scared of going that you ended up going?
Like an actual place. Is there really?
I've also
I don't think
I've also struggled with that one. I couldn't find. Okay, maybe we can switch it up to what is something you are most scared of doing, but ended up doing.
Hurting someone. There was a time I was always on the receiving end. Yani you're always the one getting hurt. You're doing the right thing. Something ends. Then I found myself, and it has been that way for the longest time. Hata imoka nilikuwa nimesema I don't want to be somebody's lesson anymore. So being on that serving edge now, I'm not on the receiving end.
Now
I'm not the one serving either heartbreak, either breaking a relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. I'm the one now stepping back due to my own personal reasons. That was something I never thought I'd do. But now, now when you break someone's heart, it's not intentional.
Yeah.
It's for your it's for your own good and for their own good,
Yes.
especially if you know that you're not that invested. But deep down, you know I'm hurting them.
Yes.
But it's
And
the only way out. Yeah.
There's no other way out.
Hey, it's tough. Hata sahi, I was like, hey man, this year moving forward,
you do not want.
I don't want to be anyone's lesson, because you realize that you're here for a purpose. Maybe my purpose this time is to teach someone not to fall so deeply in love. I'm like, I don't want to be somebody's lesson. If someone falls for me, let me also fall for them. Let me be able to reciprocate.
Okay.
Let the energies flow.
So a mutual sort of a mutual feeling.
And friendships also.
And friendships also.
Let me be the one.
And I think most of the times when you're on the receiving end, it's almost like, how can that person do that? But when you're on the other side, it sort of starts to make sense.
You don't understand why they did what they did.
Yeah, because there's a different perspective. Yeah. But I also get that, you don't want to be the reason people are crying at night.
Knowing someone might be scarred for life.
Yeah, just because
of you. Hey,
I think for me, speaking to many people, and by many people I don't mean like a crowd. At times it could be like 5, 6, 10 people looking at you. I can speak to you individually, but when you're put together and now you're looking at me and I have to speak, what do we call it? I'm not a very good public speaker. And I think it's something you're always afraid of doing. Even we also do a bit of Teams meetings. Nobody can see you, but there's a fear because you're speaking to a good number of people, and you fear, and at times what you fear eventually just happens.
Yeah.
And you realize unasonga tu and you do it and it's not as bad as you imagined it in your head. So that has been one for me.
Uh-huh. What is the root cause of our fears? I think we can rephrase it.
Mm.
What's the root cause of your fears?
Mm. The root cause of our fears. I think it's self-doubt,
Mhm.
mostly self-doubt,
Mhm.
because at times it's all in your mind. And when you do it, it stops being as, I think we easily create obstacles in our minds
Mhm.
that make whatever it is that is giving us this fear look so big. So I think at times it's self-doubt and
Mhm.
also your mind playing games with you.
Mhm.
Because majority of the time when you do what it is that you feared really, it's like, okay, that was not so bad. I don't know.
The root cause of my fears. Being in my head too much. Does it make sense?
Overthinking.
Yeah. Instead of just being in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the times you're like, okay, I'm doing this, will it ever pay off?
Ah.
At times you're even in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
will my body ever be sculpted? Any vitu tu za just being in my head too much.
Being in
Not
your head.
living in the present moment, I believe is the root cause of my fears, because there are some seasons where I'm like one day at a time, one day at a time, one day at a time, and everything just flows.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I learned something last year, a podcast. Now her name has just disappeared, and she was explaining how the brain works.
Mhm.
She was saying the moment you think of something, you better do it then within what, 5 seconds. The moment you give your brain time to think, it starts to kill the idea.
Yeah.
It kills it, and that's the end of it. So the moment she was advocating for, whenever you think of something, do it. Don't give it too much thought, otherwise you'll never do it.
And there's also the issue of just thinking about the worst
Yeah.
for no reason. At times maybe you're even traveling, then you're like, namati kianguka kwa zile za kama unafanya. At times you're
Okay,
doing a
yeah.
project and you just start thinking about the worst instead of your mind rushing towards the positive. Unapata, what if we get there late?
Yeah. Yeah. Creating scenarios in
Yeah.
our minds. Okay. What is the biggest lesson you've learned
So far,
last year? Acha tuseme ya so far.
the biggest lesson I've learned is the need to stay on toes every time.
Okay.
And I've had to learn this the hard way.
You've been caught off guard
I've been caught off guard several times.
several times. Yeah.
So I've just learned that you need to stay on toes every time. Because there'll never be a point where you are now there. Whatever you have can go away in a split second. And all that you've been wishing for can again come your way
Happen
in a split second
also.
Just one phone call,
Yeah.
one conversation with someone. So just the need to stay on toes and stop doing things for the short term. Like maybe something like working out.
Okay.
I'm not working out so that I can have a photo shoot after 6 months.
Okay. It's because you
Make
want
it a
to make it a
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
Yeah. So that for as long as I'm on this earth, you'll always know that ule mchama bado uko fit sana, yuko poa sana, beats the dieting, not that just for a period. Alafu sasa just because you hit 6 months or a year ati sasa unalegeza. Because the moment you veer off, kurudi ni ngumu.
Yeah. It's the hardest.
So that's the biggest lesson so far, staying on toes.
My biggest lesson has been, you are your biggest cheerleader. you in yourself and your mind is so capable of so much. I feel at times we limit ourselves. I've also learned that as much as people may see the potential in us, like you truly have to do the work. You yourself, whatever sort of life you imagine for yourself, whatever you desire to get in life. And I think we also have had a discussion about this before, where you say we were like, you know your potential. I could know your potential, but there's something just about you that you can truly believe in. But when you tell me, I'm like, are you sure? But it's so deep rooted in you. And so I have learned that you as you, there's just something unique about you. It's important that you are yourself. It's important that you follow your passions. It's important that you're living your true self and not what everybody else is saying or what society expects you to be. There's just something unique about you. And the moment you're able to embody who you are, then I don't think there is greater satisfaction in life than that. Yeah. The things that give you joy, the things that motivate you, there's just something unique about you. That's my biggest lesson.
You're the only one who knows your full potential.
Yes. And others may see it, which is good because at times, like you said, a third eye is able to have a different view. But bottom line, truly, you are your biggest cheerleader. What is something you want to work on this year?
Discipline, consistency. I'm disciplined, yes, but na mimi nikivia off, nimevia off.
Yeah.
No, just on that consistency. Like I want to imprint it in my mind that this is for a lifetime. Because at times I'm disciplined for a very long period.
Yeah,
Then like for 2 months, just a slight mishap.
Yeah, that's it.
I veer off, then I'm totally again another different person.
Yeah.
I don't want to find myself starting from scratch again. That is something I'm working on.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I want even myself, when I describe myself 20 years from now, if I'll be alive, the story will be the same. I do this, I do this, I do this. I'm not disciplined for 3 months. Then I lose the discipline for 2 months.
Yeah.
Then 3 months again. Like not one step forward, 2 steps backwards. Kama ni hiyo tu kidogo kidogo kidogo.
There's something Shrek mentioned, and he said that individuals, we do not change. What was he trying to say? Habits. Whatever habit you have now, I mean, it is very probable that 20 years down the line, when you're 40, you're still going to have the same habits. If you're not doing something about it. And that was scary because imagine if I like to complain, and when I have when you have your kids, you're also still the person who likes to complain. I don't know. That one, it hit me a bit.
It's scary.
A bit different. For myself, I want to work on voicing my opinion, voicing how I feel. Last year, I really struggled with communicating, especially when, let's give a scenario where you do something that does not sit well with me, right? I always like to do what? To internalize. I'm not the one who will just be I'm not very quick to respond immediately. But so what would happen is, as I take my time to think about what has happened and to really think, is it worth bringing it out. Should I say it? At the end of it, I'm like, okay, it didn't really matter. But if it made me feel some type of way, then surely you should be able to voice something, and even opinions. And I think it's a bit of a weakness for me, because especially when it's contradictory. When it's good, I will speak up. When now there's a bit of, it's a bit contradictory, or it's a bit confrontational, because I do not like confrontation at all, and so I will avoid at any cost. But this year, I think I want to challenge myself to be able to speak up a bit more often, and do what? Just own my voice, communicate more. I have noticed not bringing up issues and just bottling up. It causes an end of relationships. I know there are some friendships that have died because of that. Somebody did something, I didn't bother to bring it up, but it hurt my feelings, and so I was just like, okay, we are just going to continue kawaida, only that now I have put a boundary, and so I go my life, do my thing. And so I want to challenge myself to have uncomfortable conversations. Yeah.
What is something you valued in your relationship now that you didn't value before?
Something I value now: communication. Communication. It's interesting. On when was it? On Friday. And this is just communication in all forms of family, relationship, friendships. When I went to do my hair, and the rain was so heavy, and I realized, it's the small things that I think that we take for granted. Like for myself, we stay together, right? But I noticed there's like a pattern that I got used to. Say like on Fridays, where I would normally not come home very early. Do I communicate that? Before I used to communicate, then slowly I would just not communicate. And so even say like weekdays, if you're intending to be late and not communicating the same, because now what happened on Friday, the rains were so heavy, the floods were not very nice. I was into panic mode, and when I came home, on my way home is when when I came home is when I did what? Now I was telling Shrek how bad it is out there. But on my way, I was like, nobody's calling me to see how I am doing. Because you're imagining everybody knows how bad the situation is. But in that split second, I noticed, on Fridays, they know that I do not come home early. So why would somebody be on their phone communicating? You get? And so it's something as basic as that. And it was quite heavy, because in that moment I was like, anything could happen in that moment. And just because it's sort of a habit you have created, like you do not communicate to say, okay, this is where I'm at, or I'll be late, or this is what is happening, those small things. And so I think I am coming to value that so much more now. Yeah.
Something I valued in my relationship now that I didn't value before. Hey, that's a tough one. Nothing is coming to mind. I'm really trying to think.
Nothing is coming
I'm really
to
trying
mind.
to think. Okay, I'd also say
Friendships.
Communication.
Okay.
I'd just say communication.
Okay.
Because that's usually the main barrier. Just communicating.
Okay. Are we almost done?
Yeah, the last one.
Okay. And it just disappeared. Okay.
It was something about change. Something to do with change.
Disappeared. But I think the question was, what is it that you want to change this year?
That will change my life.
Yeah. No, the question was,
What have you changed?
what is something you changed that impacted your life last year?
Hey, something we changed.
That impacted your life.
Don't care attitude to some extent.
So you changed too?
No, having a don't care attitude at
Oh,
times.
having a don't
Because
care
at times,
attitude.
at
Okay.
times I care too much.
Okay.
So having that attitude of whatever. Delete that number. Cut that relationship. Cut ties. Not completely, but at least these days, at times I don't worry too much about things that again I can't control.
Okay. Okay.
I've not fully mastered it, but I hope I'll be able to.
You're learning to.
If I try once, I try twice, it's not working out.
You're learning to release what does not matter,
Yeah.
or what is not adding value to your life.
Without the fear that maybe later on it will look
You're
bad.
going to need this person.
Later on they'll be your help. If they're supposed to help me, they will. If I'm supposed to help them, I will.
Yeah.
And life goes on. Because at times we hold on to things just because of that fear of nobody knows tomorrow.
Yeah. And people like to use that often.
Ojui kesho.
Be nice, because tomorrow you might need a person. Just be nice. I mean,
being nice is okay, but
no, like when they say, like, be nice to a person because they might help you tomorrow. The intention of doing it, or the intention of keeping a friendship, it's because maybe sometime
they will help
they
you.
will help. At times, if you want to be nice, just be nice.
Just be nice generally.
Generally, yeah, not because.
But if something is not working out, either a friendship or anything, you just.
There's no point. What did I change that impacted my life? Do you think I changed anything? I can't seem to see. Okay. Not judging people. Every time I have judged a situation or judged a person, I have found myself in the same scenario and done worse. Huyo mtu afikiriangi, angefanya hivyo na hivyo. Like, how can you not see this? Then find yourself in a similar situation and you don't do any better.
You do worse.
And so one thing, I can't say I am more empathetic, because I feel like I have always been an empathetic person, but I have learned not to judge people. I think there's a quote I saw that unless you're in a person's shoes, you can never truly understand
why they did what
why
they did.
they react the way they react, why they behave the way they behave. And as much as you would like to mirror that and see that you could do better, you can never truly understand. And so I have learned to judge less, and then I can say empathize more. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you would like to try these questions, they are going to be in the description box. And feel free also to check the podcast, Shetty. It's quite inspirational. Do you have anything else to add for today? And so we are back to normal programming, episodes every Friday, weekly. And you can catch us on our socials.
Purity.
Purity and
Shulak,
Shulak on Instagram. Where
Any
else?
other handle?
No,
Instagram.
on Instagram. And our YouTube channel is Purimbugwa.
I think that's just it.
That's it, right?
It's a nice way to start the year.
Yes.
Now, from now on, it's content back to back, weekly. Just
Weekly.
like you said.
No, I always remember you've heard of TMI podcast. So Murugi Mwenye, one of the hosts, would always like to say on how their content is quite consistent. And they were saying how in every number of podcasts that come up, there will be one or two that the content is so good, but they're unable to be consistent. And so that thing keeps ringing in my mind when we are doing these. You know how we started this and we are so excited. And so when we don't shoot for a period of time, I'm like, I do not want to be that content creator who started and just fall off along the way because they couldn't be consistent. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Until next time,
Sayonara.
sayonara.
My appetite.